Hi, I'm Jordan. I'm an illustrator here at Blue Mammoth Games, and we're going to talk about creating Petra. So the initial inspiration, the prompt behind Petra was just that we wanted an intense rage fighter, like inspired by anime. And the initial seed of the idea was that we're going to have this person that was corrupted by the Dark Heart, which is a staple in Brawlhalla. We wanted her to not only be corrupted, but to use Dark Heart as a weapon to kind of give her a power. So yeah, I mean, initially in the kind of blue sky phase where we're just trying a bunch of different ideas. We've got gorillas, we've got alien concepts, we've got urban, almost skater concepts, a bunch of anime tropes. And it's kind of just whatever the team gets excited about, honestly. It's a balance between what the team gets excited about and what the art team feels will drive home the archetype. It's kind of a challenge of figuring out what is going to get people excited and what is going to really drive home this character. So it's a lot of back and forth between getting feedback and taking that and then trying to process it and figure out where the design is falling short and where we can strengthen it. Yeah, initially we want to start broad and try a bunch of different ideas. We don't want to limit ourselves too much, but as through the feedback process, we were able to narrow down the ones that kind of are missing the mark and really zero in on the design that's really the most effective and the most fun. In the beginning, we were kind of foggy on exactly who this person was. Was she a villain, or is she a good person who got corrupted? Or we were trying to narrow it down. We did a lot of different ideas for her lore, whether she was from Terminus or, was she a escaped prisoner? So we explored a lot of different ideas, and we kind of started narrowing it down to her being from Terminus, her being a bad guy, her just wielding the Dark Heart as a part of who she is. So we went through a lot of different styles, whether it was urban or more of a supervillain type character. Color-wise, I think initially we went with the prison motif, and we had a lot of orange in there, but I think we kind of got away from that. But we ended up going with pink and black, and I think it actually turned out really dope. The bright pink is kind of a staple with the Dark Heart. We were trying to figure out how to showcase her being corrupted, and we came up with a really cool idea of her having one of her arms being infected by this Dark Heart shard. So we designed it to be around her forearm, and to go the corruption to go from her hand to her forearm all the way up her arm. I helped on a lot of the drawovers, just kind of solidifying the rougher ideas and getting them to be a little more appealing, a little more solid. I think I had a pretty good impact on how the final, the corrupted forearm looked. I think that kind of came across in the final. That aspect actually took quite a bit of iteration. It took a while to figure out how to make a corrupted arm look not like a disease or she's sick, but actually this cool powered up corruption that's actually making her stronger. So one of the challenges with the asymmetrical arm is that this is the first legend that we did with the asymmetrical arm, and so really we wanted to use that new tech. We wanted to make it worth using because it is a little more expensive as far as taxing on the system. So we wanted to make sure it was cool enough to actually make it in. And so yeah, we went through a lot of different ideas. It was a challenge, but thankfully we had some good art direction. One of the challenges was making the arm seem like a powered up arm versus a injured arm. Initially we had a lot of concepts with bandages or trying to cover up the corruption, where I think it made the Petra's arm seem like she was hiding this corruption, or she was hurt, and that kind of took away from her powerful feel. So we eventually settled on it not being bandaged up. The stats usually come into play after the design's finished. I think we have an idea of how we want the legend to play, but usually that takes on a life of its own after the design is done. But we definitely, with this legend, we wanted her to just be overwhelmingly powerful and just this rage fighter, like just this crazy, powerful, insane bad guy that's just a fury of fists. So I think that was in our initial pitch. Yeah, so sometimes for skin designs, we'll already have some from our initial base concept sketches, because sometimes we'll do stuff that's so dope and we'll be like, okay, just throw that on a skin. For Petra, all the skins that are coming out on her release are fresh designs. I don't think we really had any of those ideas represented in our initial sketches. A little bit of the Darkheart one, because we did have some sketches of her where we had that kind of purple and pink and gold motif. But yeah, the Wildheart one and the Darkheart one are pretty unique. So yeah, I think Petra came out really dope. I think even just lined up against all that rest of the legends, she definitely stands out. She's very unique. Even her lock-in animation, if you cycle through the rest of the legends and then you hit her, she just has this intense energy that I think is really exciting. She's exactly, if you're looking for a rage fighter, I think she's exactly the legend that you want to play with. I'm Jordan, and this has been a look at the creation process behind Petra.